Hey, what's up? This is Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, and I share the Bible that's business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. I'm going to just talk about something briefly in this video, in my previous video, where I was discussing what led me into this arena that I'm in now, business ownership, entrepreneurship, being a licensed esthetician. I talked about when I was a legal assistant and that moment that woke me up to shake myself and just like make a change and say, this is not what I want to do for the rest of my working years. So right now I'm going to discuss briefly what led me into business ownership and entrepreneurship. There are a few things. It's not just one situation. So I'm just going to share these briefly. A licensed esthetician. I started a skincare line in 2017. I started my brick and mortar business in 2008, but I started in entrepreneurship in 2006. That's actually the same year that I became a licensed massage therapist. And I was working, when I started, I worked for a chiropractor. This is while I was still a legal assistant. I left that field completely in 2007. And I'll do a separate video talking about that experience. Do a little quick video. I don't want to talk about it a whole lot, but I left for good in 2007. So I worked several jobs as I started my business as a licensed massage therapist and leading into certified lash stylist and licensed esthetician. Well, when I had my jobs as a licensed massage therapist, I had some good experiences, but I also had some not so good experiences. And the first job that I got actually as a massage therapist, thinking back on it now, I'm like, I don't even know how I did that. But I worked for an out-call massage therapy company that provided massage services for hotel guests of high-end hotels and bed and breakfast locations in Charleston and surrounding areas. And that was pretty cool. I made a decent buck. The tips were nice, but I had to have my own equipment, and massage tables are large. So if you can picture this little small chick with this huge massage table and bag and carrying it to different places. Sometimes the front desk would help me with my things and sometimes they wouldn't. Okay. Most of the hotels had elevators, but there were some bed and breakfast places that didn't, and I had to walk upstairs and downstairs and set up the tables and all of that stuff, and it was a lot, but because I was determined, I did it. And years ago I had an associate, I'd say. I won't even really say a friend. Maybe, I'd say we were friendly, but I had an associate at the time, and she was dating a guy who was a car salesman. And she told me that he wanted to have me come in one day to provide massage services for the people that wanted to get them that worked at the dealership. So I was there for, I don't remember how many hours I was there. I may have been there for maybe 7 hours or so because several people wanted to get massage services, and there wasn't like full 1 hour massages. But that day, that was the first time I had, worked somewhere doing it on my own. And in that day I made $500. And so I started thinking about it, because when I was a legal assistant at that time, many years ago, after taxes, I was making about $500 a week to work 40 hours a week. So when I did the math, and I'm not a numbers girl, but when I did the math, I said, well, shoot, if I could do this in one day, then why can't I do this on my own? So that was what triggered me to begin thinking about having my own business. So I started a business to provide massage services, out call, and I called it Seren Vita massage therapy. So Seren, like serenity, and Vita meaning life. So like the serene life, or life of serenity. That's pretty much what I meant by Seren Vita massage therapy. And so I did that. And when I was working at that car dealership that day, there was a woman there that was there to purchase a Hummer. And the main person, the guy who was dating at the time, an associate of mine, he was selling her this car. So he was introducing me to her, and he said, you know, she has a salon that's not far from here. You should meet her. And we met and we talked. And from that time, she convinced me, I should say, that I should get my own room versus working, you know, doing this out call and have the clients come to me. So I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't have any regular clients. I'm going to have to pay rent. You know, I don't know if this is something I'm ready to do. But I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. So that's what triggered me to do that. And I was there. I wasn't even there for a full year. I made, I believe, that first year, $6,000 in my first year of, it wasn't even a full year, but it was my first year of business. When filing my taxes, I made $6,000. And I'm like, okay, 4 years, you know, work. I don't know if this is sustainable, but I'm going to keep going. And that was what triggered me to start in business. But I went from making $6,000 my first year in business to making over multiple six figures, and doing that consistently on my own. And then I grew to multiple locations, and you know, and things have not been the easiest. I'm not going to say that. And anyone that tells you that it is, that's in business, they're lying to you. I would never lie to you. But I will say that is what one of the situations that propelled me and triggered me to seek entrepreneurship, as well as when I was working massage therapy and got certified in lash extensions and was applying to different places. I was getting the interviews, but I wasn't getting the job for a lot of the places that I desired to work in. And I had already at that time invested, I felt like, so much time and money into myself and into my specialties that I said, well, you know what? I can't allow them shutting me down to stop me from doing this. So I felt like that pushed me into entrepreneurship. So the rejections, as well as the possibilities that I had experienced when I did make, you know, the over $500 in a day, providing massage services and just, you know, those different situations, meeting someone who had their own salon and just was speaking to me about, you know, doing this and making it official, and you know, renting a space in a business, in an established business. And even me being in her business, it didn't give me any business. I still got out there and hustled and worked hard and promoted to make sure that my business and what I provided, the services that I provided, were known. And I did that. She didn't give me anything. She didn't give me any clients. And as actual matter of fact, the clientele that was going to her business were not even the type of clients that I wanted to work with, let alone the type of clients that wanted to get the type of services that I provided, because she had a hair salon, a beauty salon. So they were there for what they were there for. But all in all, those experiences is what really propelled me into entrepreneurship. And so here we are, almost 14 years later, and I'm still doing this, and I'm grateful I'm doing it very well, in spite of the imposter syndrome that I didn't know that I was dealing with back then, and I realized over the years that I had. So even after experiencing a lot of success, because I've experienced things in life and in business and just multiple things, unfortunately, especially dealing with women, you tend to deal with a lot more things that are petty and drama versus when you're dealing and working with men. I'm just being honest. I don't know another way to put it. So a lot of things that I've experienced have been hurtful by the hands of people that I cared for, like even the owner of that salon that I was telling you about. But I'll do a separate video talking about that situation, but how it turned around for me and worked out for my good. But I'm just really grateful that I had those experiences, and even the bad of it, but definitely the good of it, helped me to see the possibilities, to know that this is possible for me. I can do this. And I encouraged myself and made myself a believer in myself over anyone else. No one else could tell me more than myself that I am great at what I do and that anything is possible for me if I believe. And I'm grateful that I had the ability to overcome the imposter syndrome during those times when I was starting out and I was building and growing, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I hope you all got something from this. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section, guys. So I am Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, and I share the Bible that's business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. So until the next time, I hope and pray you all have an amazingly blessed and beautiful day.